Here's a situation. You order some brand new boots online and you're super excited. Unfortunately, it's going to take a full week for them to arrive. So you wait and wait and wait in anticipation and they finally show up. You're even more excited now. You pull them out of the box, you take a look at them, you are absolutely pumped at this point. You put them on your feet and you are so excited that you can't even feel them. So what do you do next? You immediately take them to training or wear them directly in a match, and after 20 minutes you realize, oh my gosh, these new boots are I said crap, why did you bleep that out? What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you the 3 ways to know that you've picked the wrong football boots for you. Everyone watching this video has at least one pair of football boots that they can call their favorite. Something about that particular boot just felt right. It might be your current pair, it might be a pair that you had several years ago, but everyone has a favorite. With that in mind, everyone has also had a pair of boots that they perhaps didn't like quite as much, perhaps not even at all. And while it might have seemed like the right decision to get that specific boot at the time, once you actually started playing in them, you realize that you just didn't like them very much. And that is exactly the situation that this video aims to help you avoid, because there are certain things that you need to recognize when putting on brand new boots for the very first time that will let you know whether or not they're the right boots for you. This information is even more valuable nowadays because most people buying new boots, especially if they're high-end, are having to order online. And while there are great sources of information like the channel you're currently watching, where you can get a pretty good idea of what a product is all about prior to making your purchase, there still is a little bit of guesswork involved. Fortunately, most online retailers do offer some kind of return or exchange policy. So basically, the information in this video is going to help you determine whether or not the boots you've purchased online, once they've arrived prior to actually playing in them, so you can actually return or exchange them if need be, whether or not you should keep them or return them. If you guys do end up enjoying the video, don't forget to support it with a like. And if you're new here watching for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. Also, on the topic of ordering new boots online, if you're looking for a good deal on some new boots, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description to the super deals section on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes from all kinds of different legit online retailers together in one place, so you don't have to go shopping around. It's all there for you. You get to see the best deals, and you basically never have to pay retail. The very first and easily the most important thing that you need to consider when putting on brand new boots for the first time, especially if you've ordered them online, is make sure that they are the right size. I can't even tell you how many times a day I answer the question, my boots are too small or my boots are too big. How do I make them fit better? And the answer to that question is that they make different sizes so you can get the proper fit. If you order a pair of boots, even if they are the right pair of boots for you, but they're too big or too small, that completely will ruin the entire experience, whether it's the performance characteristics of the boot just because they're a little bit too sloppy, or the comfort characteristics, either because they're too big and your feet are sliding around, or they're too small and your feet are being absolutely squished inside of the shoe. It is 100% crucial that you have the right size. So if your boots arrive and they do not fit right, they're not going to fit better as you wear them in. Return them, exchange them, and get the right size, because that is the most important thing when it comes to football boots, period. The second thing that you have to look out for has to do with comfort. How do the boots feel when you put them on? Is there something that immediately jumps out at you as being uncomfortable? Is something rubbing on the back of your heel? Is something rubbing in the toe box forefoot area, in the midfoot? This is something that's really going to vary from boot to boot, as well as from person to person, depending on the specific shape of your feet, as well as how those boots specifically fit your feet specifically. Just because a specific boot is comfortable for me, it doesn't mean that it's going to feel exactly the same way when they're on your feet. So there has to be a lot of, I guess, self-reflection on exactly how the boots feel for you. If you put on your brand new boots that you ordered online, waited a week for, and are super excited about for the first time, and immediately feel like something is wrong, something is uncomfortable about them, that is a red flag letting you know that those might not be the best boots for you. And again, you kind of have to use your own judgment. I'm not saying that the boots should 100% feel perfect on your feet from the get-go. Some boots do have a little bit of a break-in process, and if they're leather boots especially, you kind of want them to be a little bit snug at first because the leather will stretch out as you wear them in. However, there are going to be certain times where the boot just doesn't fit your foot properly, and you have to be aware of the fact that that boot, that even though you might really want that specific one, if they just don't fit you right, if they don't feel right, if there's something that's immediately uncomfortable, that is unlikely to get better as you wear them in. And I realize that can be a tricky thing to self-diagnose, so this is what I would recommend. If you're trying on your brand new football boots for the first time at your house, put on the socks you would normally wear. Use the tape you would normally put on. If you wear shin guards with an ankle protection, put those on as well, and have the boots on your feet exactly as you would wear them in a match or in a training session. That's gonna give you a much more accurate view and feel of what the boots are actually gonna be like to play in. And actually wear them on your feet for an hour or two, just walking around the house. Obviously, you don't want to grind down the spikes. Obviously, you don't want to physically play in them. But if you're wearing the boots for at least somewhat of an extended period of time, it's going to give you a better idea as to whether or not the boots are right for you, or at least going to be comfortable, because that's ultimately what we're looking to find out. And even if you've done all of these things and deem that the boots seem to fit you comfortably, the first time that you actually play in them, you still could get some kind of discomfort. Foot cramping, blisters are even a possibility. There's still going to be some kind of an adjustment period / break-in process where your feet are getting used to the boots and the boots are also adjusting to your feet. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've made the wrong choice if you suffer some kind of discomfort during the first couple of wears. However, if you put on your brand new boots for the first time and immediately something feels off, they're probably not the right boots for you. And then finally, point number 3 has to do with just being honest with yourself and getting what you like. Too often do I see people ordering the latest and greatest boot simply because it's the latest and greatest boot and all their friends are gonna think that they're super cool, even though that's not the boots that they really want. So you ordered your new boots, they finally arrive at your house, you're really, really excited, but you pull them out of the box and you realize, hey, these aren't really for me. Whether it's because of the way that they feel, the colorway, the way that they look, all of these factor into whether or not you've made the correct choice. And if something is not what you had hoped for and you just don't like them very much, be honest with yourself and return them. Basically what I'm getting at here is you have to be happy with the boots that you've selected for yourself because you're the one wearing them. When you work in a store, you see a lot of salespeople trying to pressure people into buying boots that they don't necessarily want. Even if those boots do fit them better, if it's not what that person legitimately wants, it's not necessarily going to be the right boot for them. There is a mental aspect to football boots where you have to be happy with what you're wearing on your feet. And if you're not happy with what you're wearing, especially if you spent a lot of money on them, you're unlikely to have the best experience that you can possibly have with your brand new pair of football boots. So basically what I'm getting at is be honest with yourself, buy what you like within your own budget of what you can afford. And if you do that, you're more than likely going to be really happy with your overall experience and your brand new boots. And just to quickly cover some common misconceptions, your position has nothing to do with what boots you should buy. Your playing style has nothing to do with what boots you should buy. And while they are nicer and will offer a more premium experience, you don't need high-end boots to play well. If you can only afford something lower end, or if you bought an older boot that's on sale and not the latest and greatest thing anymore, you're still gonna be able to perform optimally, again, as long as that's what you want and like. And those are 3 ways to know that you've picked the wrong football boots and whether or not you should keep them or return them. Hopefully this advice helped you out. If it did, be sure to support this video with a like. If you have any questions on this topic, which I'm sure a lot of you will, leave them down below in the comments and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.